Friends, Romans, and Patriots, lend me your ears and strap on your tinfoil hats because it's time for the Gay Frog Chat. I was in the mountains all day today. Did like a 5-6 hour ride. And I'm kind of fucking tired. And I didn't do a lot of the stuff that I normally do before a chat, like pull up a bunch of stuff on Twitter so that we can look at it. And then Van Drake was messaging me saying, Hunt, are you going to do a chat? Make sure you send me a link if you do. And so basically what I'm stating right now is that if this chat sucks, it's Van Drake's fault.
Thank you, Van Drake.
That's fair.
Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well tonight. I certainly got a good dose of nature today, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. But man, riding a bike in the cold wind for 5 hours. I mean, I know you're not pedaling and you're not like, you know, it's not like physically hard like that, you know, but my God, it beats you up and fucking makes you tired. You know, it's a lot to do. But,
I got a topic for the chat. Bikes are for pussies, and go.
I mean, no.
I'm just kidding.
Honda, you know what you tell them? You're just going to say, well, you are what you eat.
Also true. Also true. I think cars are for pussies, really, honestly.
Yeah.
So if you want to go somewhere and you want to be comfortable with air conditioning and sit in a nice, plush, soft seat and go the speed limit and obey the traffic laws and not get pulled over and not have any problems and make sure that, you know, like everything's going to be 100% mechanically sound and you have like a 99% chance that everything's going to be fine. And even if you get in an accident, it's like, oh no, my fender's bent, you know? Versus a bike, dude, that shit's like dangerous, you know? You're going like 100 miles an hour with fucking 3,000-pound vehicles also going 100 miles an hour, like inches away from you.
You're just
anybody fucked up, it could be bad. Okay. And then it's cold.
Have you seen half the cars on the road? They are not that sound. There's some scary fucking cars out on the road.
Well, okay. How do you guys treat cars? Here's how I treat vehicles in general. If I'm driving or riding on a vehicle and I notice that it has a problem, I fix it. What do you guys do?
Yeah, same. There's other people on the road that don't.
I'm just saying, like, if your car is making a noise, you go figure out what the noise is and you fix it. Or if your brakes aren't working right, you look at your brakes and figure out why they're not working right. And you fix it because it's a mechanical thing. And it's like there's a part or a fluid or a pad or whatever it is that it needs, you know, you can figure it out and you can fix it. And then you don't have to worry about it.
I know people that hit deer with their cars that are still driving it from like 8 years ago. So, and they didn't do shit.
That's living on the wild side there.
Like, I understand like not having the money to fix it right away because sometimes like whatever it is more money than you have. In which case, you save up, you buy the part used if you can. Like, let's say your transmission goes out, right? And you're like, fuck. So you buy a used one from like a junkyard or something. That's way cheaper than buying a new one from the factory. And then rather than paying someone to put it in, you fucking watch a bunch of YouTube videos and buy like a 12-pack of beer for your buddy who's done it before and fucking work on it until it's done, you know? It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not like you're fucking trying to build a fucking rocket that goes into space and then returns to Earth being caught by chopsticks or some shit. So
yeah, but you also need all that fucking equipment to fucking switch out a transmission. That's a lot of work.
what do you need? You need a fucking impact, a fucking couple of bits.
A lift.
I mean, you could do it with a lift, or you could do it with a fucking
jack stands and rollers,
a jack stand, and some fucking straps. You know, there's ways around shit.
Yeah,
where there's the will, there's the way.
Say that again.
I said, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, sir.
And it might take you longer because you don't have the proper tool. Like, okay, if you had all the proper tools and everything was set up and all you did was transmissions all day, and someone came in with a car that needed a transmission, you could knock it out in a couple hours, I'm sure. You know, like however long it takes to get to it and take it out and put it back in. If you're doing it in your garage, it's probably going to take you days. You know, you're not going to get that shit done in a couple hours like you're a fucking shop. But also, how much do they charge to put a transmission in?
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap. They charge quite a bit of labor for that.
Yep.
And the labor's not cheap. So if you are hurting for money and your shit's broken,
YouTube it is.
do it your fucking self, dude. Says E Honda the gunsmith.
Yeah.
Like, you can figure
heard
shit out.
about that.
I can figure shit out. We can all do better than we did before. And if you fuck something up, guess what? You can do it again. And then you can learn where you fucked it up last time, and you can do it again and not fuck it up. You know?
Yeah.
Things are not that hard.
No, I've changed several trainings before. They're not that hard. I mean, they're hard, but they're just time consuming. That's the main portion.
I mean, if you're like, hey, I want to rebuild the top end and bottom end of my motor at the same time. Okay, like maybe it's time to just get a new motor in that case, I think. I don't know, but that's probably a little bit too complicated for someone to just figure out, you know?
Hey, did you see they tried to kill Trump again?
I did.
They got him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as far as I understand, this was a Republican-leaning fucking and tell me if I'm wrong, because I might be misinformed. I just listened to a talk show about it when I was writing today and gleaned this little bit of information that it was a Republican talk show fucking like cameraman or something like that. Like, he had a press pass and he was in California with a gun that's not legal in California around the area of Trump's estate or whatever it was. I'm not sure about that part. And got arrested, and he's now out on a $5,000 bail because the charge isn't attempted, like, fucking assassination or whatever. The charge is you had a gun you're not allowed to have in California. Same difference at this point.
So that's mostly right. From my understanding, the press pass was faked.
Oh, okay.
it was
Okay,
fake.
that's new. Go on. What else did I miss?
That's about all I know. Other than that,
And it's not
That's
100%.
what we had in
It's not 100% clear that he was actually trying to kill Trump either.
Yeah, tactical vegetarian top. Do you have any other information? You're the one who brought it up.
No, I didn't. That was Mandrake who brought it up. I just seen it as well.
Oh,
he was arrested
Mandrake.
outside the Coachella
Mandrake, you ruined
rally.
the chat by fucking bringing me in here without proper research and information about.
And I don't want to be no
happening.
gay ass vegetarian. Let's just clear the road there. I like meat.
Only dick-shaped food?
Yeah.
I forget what it is that you like.
Still better than fucking salads and shit for the rest of your life. I'll take a hot dog. Sorry, Corey.
I'm a fan of dick-shaped food myself. I like the dick-shaped food. The hot dogs, the brats,
Oh man, brats rock.
corn dogs are pretty good too. Subway sandwiches, you could argue.
Yeah, Mandrake stick. What?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what if it's a 6-inch?
That's above average.
It's Subway 6-inch. It's not really 6 inches, guys.
I was gonna say shot red's dick.
Here we are with the penis cats again. Full
That
circle.
didn't take long.
Oh, shot red's not even here. Damn it, he can't defend himself.
Less than 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, when you give me nothing to go on,
I'm sorry. I was just eating
They
something.
just reversed the penis automatically.
I mean, we gotta put the DEI shit in the chat so we can be favored by YouTube.
You know what's really
This
sad?
guy's talking about this, so good, good. Chat's good. Chat's good. Got some DEI in there.
Yeah. What's really sad is, we can just nonchalantly brush off the fact that there was a possible assassination attempt on a presidential candidate this close to an election.
Yeah,
And
and
that's,
another.
that's just a normality in America now.
well, this would be the 4th attempt since he started running this time.
Do you
It's not
see
the
it
4th
rampant?
attempt. There was 2 other times, if I remember correctly.
There was.
One where a guy tried to grab a service weapon off of an officer in the vicinity of Trump, presumably to shoot Trump with it. And then there was another guy who got on the stage with a knife, I believe. I might be wrong on that one.
Then there was another guy that was trying to bring an AK in one of the rallies like 2 weeks later at the first attempt. Not even 2 weeks, I don't think.
Right?
No, it
And
was
then
like
then you got the golf course fellow, and you've got the fucking Coachella fuck, and you've got the I want to say Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania guy, whatever that was in Pennsylvania.
Butler, yeah.
You also have the potential poisoning at the Arizona rally. You have
that's
I
right.
forgot about
targeted
that.
by
Forgot about that
potentially
one,
an
dude.
energy weapon.
Whatever happened with that? Did those people like fucking get better? Did they get tested? Was there any conclusion to it? What was going on?
No conclusion to it.
It was swept under the rug.
Yeah, this is like the 5th or 6th attempt now.
I think
I don't know all the details about today's events, but I'm not willing to set the dangerous precedent that somebody with multiple guns in their car equates to attempted presidential assassination attempt.
Yeah, that's why I say it's not 100% sure that's what he was trying to do.
that's
Well,
true.
I mean,
that's
If that's the qualifier, then everybody like muffin
Can't
top
argue.
that rolls deep every day.
yeah, we're all in trouble.
California released him on $5,000 bond. Would they have done that if it was an actual attempted assassination attempt?
Hell no.
Attempt twice.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I
Why
mean,
would
it's
they have done that?
California. Technically, I think so because it's California and it's Trump. They're like, "Oh, good job. We're gonna give you $5,000 bond."
be a
Right,
shame
like,
if you
because
did it
like
the second time.
he's trying to do good work.
Yeah, exactly. Good work. He's doing something good for the country or something.
I could see that too, actually.
Well, I mean, what counts as multiple guns? Did he just have like a pocket pistol and then like maybe like a Glock 19 or something in the door of his
He
car
had
or
a
whatever?
shotgun and he had a loaded handgun with a large capacity magazine, is what they said.
Well, that's just typical gangbanger shit.
Well, with either of those weapons, you'd have to get damn close to Trump to have a good shot at actually getting him. You know what I mean? It's not like a fucking rifle where you can get him from 200-300 yards away if you're a good shot. Like a pistol
And they were in his car,
could
not
kill
on his.
someone at that distance. Like it's not like a pistol couldn't kill someone at 300 yards, but the odds that you can hit something that you're aiming at with a pistol at 300 yards are virtually impossible. So
Yeah.
Right. I don't know about y'all, but I think people going to a Trump rally right now, this close to an election,
It's
putting their
dangerous.
lives in their own hands because
Yeah.
the way that this shit's just ramping up, and it seems like it's every week or every few days, there's a new attempt. I wouldn't be surprised if someone tries to clock off a vest.
Oh yeah, well, I voted on Friday. So
Oh
there's
yeah,
that.
early voting did start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on how the storms go, I might be in Orlando for the election. So
you voted for Kamala then?
no, you penis.
Tactical vegetarian dick-shaped food top just voted for Kamala Harris, everybody.
I don't know who this side channel is, but we need to get rid of that motherfucker.
Calhoun dropped in $2. It says TMT, what is that? The Teenage Mutant Turtles did send me sausages in the mail.
That's me, you fag. I send him little boy dicks in the mail.
Report them. Get them.
It's the those Prairie Belt, the smoked sausages that Leo got me on. Dude, those things are fucking good. They are.
You should change your name to Tactical Muffin Ninja Top so you could be TMNT.
Oh shit! Yeah, I should.
But he's not a ninja.
Well,
yes.
if only I was black.
Okay,
it could be something
I got
else.
it. I got it. It's Tactical Muffin N-word Top.
See, if I was black, I could do it.
With an A or with a hard R?
Well, if I was black, it'd be hard R for
It's
sure.
just N-word. It's not the actual N-word. You know what I mean?
It's just N-word.
On another note, I got my silicone cover and the wrap for my can. That's cool. I accidentally bought two of the same part for my suppressor, the part for direct thread, and the guy was super cool. I did it like a couple months ago, and he just like took it back without any question. So I got it for 10 muffins.
The fuck's a silicone cover?
So it
You got
can
a
get
hot one?
super hot.
Yeah, but wouldn't the silicone get super hot then?
That's rated for it.
Then like melt?
No, it's
Silicone
like
get-
it's made for a suppressor,
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
and it has like a canvas wrap, so you can like rattle can the wrap or whatever. It's cool. I'm
Did you
fucking
see
with
the
it.
name of the chat today?
Is it gay?
It says, "Dude, stop trying to kill Trump, you fags." So we're kind of doing an experiment to see how many people actually watch it with fags in the title. But
Yeah.
if I put
Yeah.
fags in the title, that also might get me more shadow banned. But since they've already shadow banned me, it's like, what else can you do to me? You know, you've already done everything you can do besides get rid of my channel, and we've already proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that saying the word fag in a live chat, you can say fag in a live chat all the faggot you want. You can say faggot, you can say fag, you can say fagot, you can. It doesn't matter. You can say all the fag words. Matt used to get all mad at me when I would say, like, even remotely words like that. Freedom of speech, you queers.
And then now he's starting to say it too.
You pickle liquors.
Okay, Preston Garvey says, read my last two chats. Hold on,
I like to think his name's Preston Gravy because I really like gravy.
what about vagina-shaped foods?
Ooh.
Like tacos? I like tacos.
I need 4,000 chicken vaginas.
What other vagina-shaped foods are there? Sometimes salad. I mean, yeah, salad can look like a...
Sushi rolls. Sometimes they smell like it too.
Jesus.
I've never seen a sushi roll that looks like a pussy. Honestly, a sushi roll is more dick-shaped than anything.
Man, you got dicks on your mind and dicks in your mouth tonight.
Arby's.
Arby's roast beef.
All right.
We have
You get the meat
meats.
sweats.
They have the meats.
Lawfully armed for the win on that one. Jesus.
Yeah, that was a kill shot, bro.
You just have to turn the advertisement sideways.
Don't forget the Iranians. Yeah, that was the foiled Trump attempt that they told us about a month afterwards. They told us about the Iranian attempt after the PA shooting. But it happened like a month before it.
I feel like we've already named like 10 attempts already. But they're
Well,
only
okay, so
the third
again,
one.
we talked about this before, but why are there so many people who want to kill Trump? And the answer is blatantly bloody fucking obvious to anyone who's paying attention. And that is that the media, the mainstream media, who's basically the propaganda arm of the government, has decided that they need to keep Trump out of office by any means necessary. And so to do so, what they have done is they've painted him in the light of a Hitlerian dictator who's going to take away people's rights when he gets into office and do all of these terrible things that are going to make the country worse and crash the economy. And I mean, everything that you can possibly think of. Like, he's worse than Hitler. He's worse than Stalin. He's worse than everybody who you can think of. He's all of them combined into one on crack with fucking blow dart guns or something. I don't fucking know.
I think you could simplify it even more and just, say that they're terrified of him for one degree to another. They're just terrified of Trump.
Yeah, but why are they terrified of him? Is it because they've looked at the evidence objectively and come to the conclusion that they should be terrified of him? Or is it because the mainstream media has propagandized to people to the point where they believe what the mainstream media is telling them because they can't think for themselves, right? And so they go down the rabbit hole and the fucking fucked up thing, bro. I know smart people who I have always considered to be smart, some of them who I consider to be smarter than me, right? Who have looked at the evidence and have formed an opinion based upon the mainstream media's narrative, and that's what they believe. And anything that you show them that contradicts their narrative or what they believe makes them only double down on what they already believe, right? You can't show them anything that like will make them think that Trump's not a misogynist or a racist or a homophobe or out to fucking like take your rights or be a dictator or out for himself, even though he's like lost money since he ran for president. I mean, I don't know if that's true anymore because of the Truth social media, but in the 4 years that he was in office, if you look at his net worth when he went into office versus his net worth when he left, he's the first president that I know of that I can think of in recent history for sure who's lost money while he was in office
and didn't collect the presidential check either.
He did.
Yeah,
had
and
to
he didn't
legally
even take a
$1.
paycheck. That's true. That is also true. So I don't know, man. Like, shit's kind of fucked up, and you know why it is? Because they have an agenda that they're trying to move forward. They want total control of this country and probably the world. They want to be part of the in crowd, the people who get a seat at the table, who get a say, who are important, who get a slice of the pie when everything's done. So they capitulate. So they go along with the program. So they keep their mouths shut when they shouldn't. So they fucking persecute people. So they take people's rights away. So they lie to your face. So they gaslight you. And they do all of these things. And guess what? It works on a lot of people. It works on a lot of people. And it's very tempting to look at the people who this propaganda has worked on and blame them for the fact that they're victims of the propaganda. But I don't think that's the way you should look at it, right? I think that the people who are victims of propaganda are victims, and we need to go after the propagandists. We need to specifically go after, not like physically, not like they're going after Trump, but we need to nail down these people on some sort of cognitive dissonance that they're spreading or false information that they're spreading or lies, direct lies that they've told, and hold them accountable. I don't know how you do that. I'm not sure how that works in society in 2024 when everyone's got the attention span of a fucking goldfish. But if you don't stop the people from propagandizing to the masses, you're going to have exactly more of what we have.
Yep.
You're going to have people that won't talk to family members and people who show up to rallies with rifles and people who go on social media and cheer it on and say, man, I wish they would have been a better shot. But is that really them saying that? No, it's not. It's like 10-year-old Honda watching TV when the fucking Waco, Texas fires were burning at that church. And children and women and families were being burned alive by the government, by the way.
Yeah, that's something you'll never forget if you're alive.
But it really
Honda
is
was
them
like,
saying that.
yay, because, you know, I didn't know any better at the time because I was a victim of the propaganda of the wasn't social media, but mainstream media of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no different than the people who are cheering for January 6th defendants getting fucking, decades in prison, or cheering for Alex Jones getting a $2 billion decision against him without a trial, or cheering for Trump getting 32 counts of fucking felony accounts to try to keep him out of office
Or
based
getting
on bullshit and a new interpretation of law that's never been applied to anyone before ever in the history of anything. Right?
Yep.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
How goes it?
Tis fine.
Word.
Waiting for some bitch ass to hurry up and pick up my motorcycle.
Seriously, bro, what the fuck is up with that?
I don't know. I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Be like, what the fuck?
1-star review.
It said 1 to 5 business days from the time that you paid them money, right? Which would have been Friday of that week, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of last
2
week.
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
So Friday of
14
last
days.
week, it was already beyond that period of time, and Monday of this week is well beyond the period of that time. So
Yep.
I don't know, bro. Because wasn't he saying like, "Oh, I'll try to get it picked up by this weekend" when you paid him money?
Well,
Is that what
I haven't paid him anything yet. That's the thing.
Oh,
Maybe that's
Yeah, I
why.
wouldn't pay shit. I ain't paying shit.
Well,
till
no,
we
he
pick
said
my
I
stuff.
don't have to pay anything until they pick the bike up.
Yep.
I was like,
'cause that's
okay.
how it works. You booked it or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that I sold the Ninja to, my Ninja 650 that I sold,
Jess.
someone stole it.
Was it you to sell again?
And bro called me up and was like, "Dude, someone stole my bike." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, that fucking like, when did that happen?" And he's like, "I don't know. Where were you last night?"
You're like, I'm picking up a Ninja 650, bro. Leave me
And I was
alone.
like, like, I wanted to say like, "Go fuck yourself," and I wanted to be like, "In your backyard" or whatever, but I was like, "Bro, seriously?"
Right. Did you get your money back?
Did I get my money back?
Yeah. Didn't you say the 650 you just bought? Somebody stole it.
No. The 650 I just sold.
Oh, you just sold.
Someone stole it from the guy I sold it to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You're like, I was parting out a 650. Weird.
So the thing is, like, I bought that thing over a year ago, and I never got it registered. I rode it for over a year, like dirty. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, government. Sorry, children who are watching. Do as I say, not as I do. Get your car insured. Get your bike insured. Get it registered. Then write it. I didn't do that. So that thing had a fucking a bill of sale and a title on it from a year ago that I signed the back of that I never got registered. So when someone stole it, I went to the police. Like, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I need you to come to the police station because your name's on the title." Well, my name's not on the title. I signed the back of it. So this dude, even if they find it, I don't think they're going to give him the bike back.
Fuck.
I don't think they'll give it. I don't think they'll give it to me either. They'll probably give it to the guy that I bought it from, if anything.
Yeah.
If they give it to you, just sell it again.
Yeah.
Don't say shit. Don't say
Sell it to
shit.
the guy who got stolen from. Here, you want to buy it again?
But they were able to pull the surveillance footage from the parking lot of his apartment or whatever. And you can clearly see a white Nissan Frontier pickup truck with 4 dudes in it. And they hop out and they drill out the steering lock, right? Fucking get the steering wheel moving again. They try to hoist it into the back of the truck, but they're pussies and can't fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they take the truck down the road to where there's a hill and then push the bike up on top of the hills, and then that made it easy, and then they're gone. But the whole thing took them 5 fucking minutes.
So when did you buy your Nissan Frontier?
A week ago.
He didn't. It was a 5-finger discount.
It was a U-Haul rental.
But
U-Haul's not renting out fucking Nissans.
yeah, man. I mean, you got to be careful with bikes because that's one thing about them is they only weigh like 400 or 500 pounds depending on the bike. So you get like 4 dudes in a pickup truck or 4 dudes in a like rape van or whatever. Pretty easy to just snatch it up and run, But yeah, that happened. Oh, also I did like 220 miles today on the bike on 1 tank of gas. Amazingly.
Which one?
The FZ6.
Oh, nice.
We were gonna ride to the top of Pikes Peak, but I like met up with a friend of mine who actually lives in Dallas. He came up and he bought I guess you can get cheap bikes in Colorado. I don't know what the fuck, because this had nothing to do with me. I didn't help him out with it. It wasn't my deal. He just called me up and he was like, "Hey, I'm coming up to Woodland Park because I got a $2,000 what is it, Triumph Speed Triple RS, which is like a $5,000 to $6,000 bike." I'm like, "Sweet, dude. Like, when are you coming to pick it up?" And he was like, "Yeah, this weekend." And so we planned a ride to do this week. But it was like the coldest day of the week today. So riding around town or in like the foothills was probably like 60 degrees, a little chilly. Going to the top of Pikes Peak would have been like 40 fucking degrees, and we were not. He was certainly not ready for that. I kind of was, but he was definitely not ready for that. So we didn't do that.
And she like if they were Venezuelans.
But we went down to Cripple Creek, if you know where that's at, which is like the only active gold mine in Colorado still, and had some lunch and went on some twisties and did some cool stuff. It was good.
Nice.
Well, I got my tires and my helmet in. I just need the fucking bike.
How's that looking
Like,
person?
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm kind of getting a little frustrated with it too, because I have 3 bikes in the parking lot, plus my car, plus my son's car. You know how many parking spots I pay for?
Yeah.
One.
He needs that extra spot for his new 650 to go for a minute or two.
How's that helmet looking person, Matt?
Oh, it's fucking awesome. Love it.
Yeah. Does it fit you?
Yeah.
Nice. Is it a
Hell
little
yeah.
tight?
A little tighter than like my son's. They're the same size, and it's got a lot more padding in it than his does.
Okay,
His is a super helmet.
So those Scorpions, the reason that they're like that, they do fit you eventually, but that foam is made to eventually compress and then form to your head.
Yeah.
So it will mold itself to your head and then actually protect you better than your son's helmet, which fits looser on you. Even though it would protect you just fine. Like that Scorpion's actually going to protect you.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't like hurt. It ain't too tight. It's just I can tell that you can look at it and see that the padding is thicker, and you can feel it when you put it on.
Mine hurts about after an hour of wearing it. I feel like I need to take it off after wearing it for an hour. But that's also because I've got like the Bluetooth helmet things in there that take up a little bit of space and push into my ear a little bit, you know, like that kind of shit. They had rough gay sex. What are you talking about? Butt wrinkles?
You missed a super chat from Daniel.
Oh, damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here talking. 3rd penis probing again tomorrow.
Oh,
Holy shit, dude.
oh man, Daniel, I'm sorry, man.
Have you heard of water?
At least someone's playing with his penis. So you can take that for what it's worth.
Have you guys had kidney stones before?
No.
Yes. I have never. I'm 42 years old. I haven't had one yet.
I'm
My
47.
brother did.
Never had one. Nobody in my family's ever had one.
But my brother used to brag about he hadn't drank water in like a year and a half
Oh my god.
because everything he drinks is like tea or Sprite or Coke or lemonade or what. Like he just wouldn't drink water because like why would you drink water? Because there's plenty of other things to drink that aren't water that taste good.
Well,
I
tea's
enjoy
mostly
water.
Water's good for you, man. You need to drink water. I don't know. Plus, you got to like work hard enough to sweat sometimes. That usually helps. I'm not saying you don't, Daniel. I'm just saying I feel like that helps me anyway, because then I get thirsty and drink more water, and then it probably flushes my system, and then I don't get kidney stones.
I have heard it's very, very painful.
Yeah, but that thing when they shove the little claw up your penis, then like it fucks up your pee for like a week, so then it hurts like for an entire week just sitting there just doing your normal pissing on top of that.
Do you
His penis is getting fucked by a tool.
have you had them, Muffin Top?
No.
How do you know that?
I worked with a guy who had this done once.
Oh, geez.
They ultrasonic broke it up and they pulled every little piece out, and he's like, he pissed blood for like a week straight, and he said it burned because it's blood, you know, it's like salty and shit.
Fuck that.
So this is his 3rd
Miserable.
time running it. This motherfucker's over here, like he might want to chop his dick off.
Motherfucker's got calluses inside his dick at this point.
Yeah, no shit, man. I feel so bad for Daniel, dude. Like
Penis rape.
at this point, do you just take a cleaver to it and get rid of it, or what?
Another super chat from him.
Calluses inside of his dick. Oh, shit. It's the 3rd time for the same damn stone. They can't get the shit out. Dude, pissing is so much blood at this point, it looks like red Gatorade.
Oh,
Damn. So I guess you know what a woman is like bleeding every month?
Yeah, he need to start drinking like water and water only and gallons of water.
Well, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. You got to get that stone out first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after that, it matters. But
Daniel,
right
get
now, you
ready.
need to get that
They're gonna
fucking
have to cut
stone
his
out.
dick open and surgically remove it.
If they don't,
I mean,
well,
they-
yeah,
they-
they'll have to go
If
into
they get
bladder,
bad
right?
enough, if they get bad enough, they will do surgery to remove them.
Oh my
Isn't
God.
it just a calcium deposit? Isn't that what a kidney stone is made out of? Is calcium?
Yeah, it's calcified material.
Yeah.
Then couldn't you, in theory, just like throwing a wild theory out there,
Shoot up some
drink
vinegar.
shit that ends up in your urine that helps to
Oh.
dissolve fucking calcium?
You want to put vinegar up your dick?
Yeah, something. I don't know. Whatever you got to
my
do.
God.
Oh,
Yeah,
just start drinking some of that CLR from Home Depot.
Right. At this point, you might want to just bread knife a fence and get it over with.
Oh man, dude, I guess there's some kind of chemical in vitamin or in Sunny D that eats them up. Just start chugging that in your water.
Eduardo says drink vinegar and lime and lemons.
Jesus, man.
Vinegar actually, no, that's not a bad idea. Vinegar actually does help break up minerals and things in your digestive system. Vinegar is not actually a bad idea. I would go with apple cider vinegar. They make a bunch of organic apple cider vinegars that I would go with, and mix that in with your water when you drink it.
Why not just take it and put it in a syringe and squirt it up your
Just
pee
shoot
hole?
it up your urethra.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you need is
It
a
like-
syringe.
It might
of
burn a little
CLR.
bit. I don't know. Something tells me vinegar straight up your urethra might be a little painful.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, but
It's more
CLR will be
painful
fine.
than the fucking
What?
stone itself.
Yeah,
Fucking syringe of CLR and shoot it up the tip hole.
yeah, it's either that or his tip hole's been enlarged because that little claw actually gets in there and like
So
opens
his
it up.
the tip vagina.
Yes.
Like a vinegar enema.
Yeah, it's like when they shove that little thing through like a sausage or like a hot dog and they put like a cheese stick in there. Like that's what they did to his dick.
Mm.
I'm so
Damn,
sorry,
Daniel.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say now.
Go drink a lake's worth of
I
water.
give up.
This is the dickiest chat we've had.
This is the peeniest.
It started like
We
8.5
talked about
minutes in.
peeing this much or weighing as much as we have during this chat as we have in other chats. I think this is the number one weighing chat.
Yep.
Biggest
that-
weighing
that's-
chat.
That's your new Wednesday chat logo.
Fucking change that shit.
You need to change the title of the chat to that.
The weighing chat.
Yeah.
Number one Wang chat.
That's your new Wednesday show, Honda.
Everybody wang chung tonight.
Vinegar
Taco
dissolved.
Tuesdays and Wang Wednesdays.
Oh, nice. We see
Vinegar.
which one he likes. That's what he finishes with.
Chicken wang.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, man, it's been a pretty fun day. I don't know. What do you guys been up to today?
Chung tonight.
Better than Daniel, I guess. God damn.
Yeah. Wang Chung. Kung Fu chat.
He said wang chug.
Instead of chung, he said chug, wang chug.
Oh, I put an N in there. There's no N. You're right. So what have you guys been doing today? Anything cool and exciting or just work and bullshit or what the fuck?
I worked out in the yard today. That's
I
about
did
all I
that.
did.
You lifted weights in the yard?
No, I sweat my ass off because I was mowing.
Oh, you worked in the yard.
Went to the pumpkin patch with the kiddo and the
Oh.
oldest grandmother. That was fun.
So great grandmother to the kiddo?
Yes.
Crazy.
My grandmother.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude, my grandparents, all four of them, gone a long time ago. Both parent, like, how do you have a wow, okay.
I'm 32, bro.
I haven't had grandparents
One
since I was 10, maybe 10 or 11 was when the last one died.
I think I was like 25 when the last one died, but she lived to be like 100.
I was like 3 or 4 and my last grandmother died.
Good genes. My great grandma lived to 103, so
Damn. I think my last grandparent died, what was it, like maybe 5 years ago now.
I don't know, man. We can't all be here forever. I know that.
And both
Stop
my
drinking
parents-
alcohol, Daniel Iguardo says.
Didn't he have like phage or something too recently?
The phage? You mean that disease from Star Trek Voyager?
That's the one.
Yep, that's the one. 100%. No, the like whatever
You
the
mean
fuck
aphasia?
where you have like I don't know what the fuck it's called. Never mind. He had
I know
something
I know there's aphasia.
in his throat and mouth and it was like,
Tonsillitis.
Hand, foot, and mouth
Yeah, that's-
disease.
all of those. No, it's like it sounds like phage, but it's not that.
Is it fag?
Yep, that's definitely what it is.
Caucasia.
I know what you're talking about, and I can't think of the name of it. It's where you like break out in all those little red bumps in your throat.
Oh, thrush.
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 Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Damn, AIDS. Calhoun said AIDS.
Poor Daniel.
Fuck.
There's a lot of pain, and we're just ragging on him.
He got thrush from drinking so much. Damn, bro. At least you got doctors you can go to like fucking fix shit. If I get sick, I'm just like, okay, so when I was a kid, we used to have dogs, right? But we didn't have like vet money for dogs. We just had food and water money for dogs and love for dogs because we loved the dogs, but we couldn't really do anything about them, you know, if they actually got sick. So when they got sick, what we would do is we would give them a blanket to lay on so they could be nice and comfortable. And we would give them water and food and a shady place to sit outside so they didn't make a mess inside. And if they got better, we still had a dog.
He had 22 for dogs money, not vet bills money.
It's kind of how I treat my own health sometimes. Like, oh shit, I feel like crap. Well, I'll take
let me
some
get it.
vitamins and I'll drink some water and I'll get lots of sleep and I will go to the gym and work out and then I feel better.
If I don't die,
Honda goes and lays a blanket down under a tree and says, "If I make it tomorrow, kids, you don't have to kill me."
And if not, he gets the old Remington 22 veterinarian.
We'll lay you down a nice, comfy blanket, Honda.
just look at the flowers.
Anyway. Yeah, dude, I really don't have shit to talk about. I guess we can go to Twitter and see what's going on. Tired of all
There's
this.
the October surprise versus the Democrats now. There's a former student of Tim
26
Walz accused of being a pedophile.
Wait, say that again? You
There's
said
a former student of Tim Walz accusing him of being a pedophile. And
Oh, I heard
this
about
kid-
that. Is that substantiated? Because the last I
No,
heard,
There's
it's not
documents
yet.
coming out now pretty soon.
It's been, the accusation's been out there, but now that it's out there, people are actually digging into it. So we'll see if it ends up being true or not. But yeah, apparently he had gotten in trouble and released from one of his teaching positions, at least at some point in the 90s, for inappropriate behavior with an underage student.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that means or if it's true or any of that, but
Well, he did take multiple students overseas to multiple trips. That was like his thing. So he was trying to Epstein it. But dude, Daniel said $80K per surgery so far. 3 of them. Holy fuck, man!
Jesus Christ. Is that why they were calling him Touchdown Timmy?
apparently.
Daniel, I'll make your dick feel pretty good for 80K. For
You got a professional made knife.
Man, I'll rip the stones out of your balls for less than that. If you just,
Dude, backyard surgery.
I'll do it for like a quarter of the price.
He's got a box knife, a needle nose, and WD-40 with a urethra tube.
I'm gonna go to Home. I just need enough to cover the CLR at Home Depot.
$80K per surgery. Jesus Christ, that's
Daniel,
ridiculous.
if you haven't already used your health insurance, the hospital will negotiate a cash price.
Well, he's got the money, so it ain't no
I was
thing.
gonna say, I know if you don't have the money, and you like, if you're a homeless guy and you need surgery, they have to give you surgery, don't they?
I'm sure it's not money. I'm sure it's insurance. Like,
Oh, he's going.
Yeah,
He's
they do
doing.
have to give it to you.
He's going. He's not doing a network.
by the way, that just proves medical is bullshit. Because, by the way, that should not cost 80 grand. I'm sorry. It should not cost 80 grand to do that. And I know what they do.
Yeah, it's $8,000 for that Tylenol tablet.
$100 for.
Well, no, they go in there. They go in there with a fucking. It's like a fucking. Basically, it's like an ultrasonic fucking sonogram that breaks up fucking minerals and stuff, and it's on this fucking rod, and they shove it in your urethra and put it in there, and there's a tech that's certified to use the fucking thing, and they're either watching it. Well, more than likely they're just watching it through a sonogram. They're watching what they're doing on a sonogram while they do it. There's the tech who's fucking using the machine, and then there's like at least one nurse, maybe one other medical professional in there as well. And it's not costing 80 grand. It's not costing 80 fucking grand. It's bullshit.
Well, there's the anesthesiologist who comes in and knocks you out.
Again, not fucking 80 grand. This is what happens nowadays with
Then you
medical.
get the phlebotomist to come in and put the IV in you. Then you get the consuela to come in and clean up the room every day.
So I was listening to this thing. They were talking about how in the last like week or so, all of the polling agencies that normally would come out with a poll have not come out with a new poll. Because why do you think that is?
Because he's fucking destroying her. She's hemorrhaging people. She's retarded.
Yeah, to say the least. Damn.
Like, there's no other reason that the polling agencies would stop coming out with polls right now, other than all of a sudden, like they can't lie anymore because the numbers are just so one-sided. I think Trump's in like Flynn, and they're going to try to kill him again. I think that's it. Because that's the only reason. That's the only way that they're getting rid of him at this point.
I had an alternate theory on my chat on Tuesday.
Like, he's going to fucking get enough votes to overcome the margin of cheating. I forget the name of the lady who's in charge of. They've got like 30,000 volunteers to go to polling centers across the nation. They've done like 300 different training sessions with these people so that they know what to say and know where to go and know what to look for and know what to do and know what to record and know what to, you know what I mean? So they know exactly how to catch the people with their pants down doing the thing. There's an organization that is paying. So, like, let's say you are a Democrat and you're working in the polling center, or not the polling center, but like the voting center, and you're cheating and your friend's cheating too, right? And you guys are working together, but you don't really know each other very well because you're just both Democrats and you're both working at the polling center and you're getting orders from above and they're telling you what to do. And you're like, okay, I assume that's how it works, right? Well, there's an organization that's like, hey, if you come forward with proof of cheating, we will pay you $1 million. And they've got something like $300 million in their bank account ready to pay to people. So now it's like, you got to worry about the Republicans who are trained. You got to worry about the Democrats who are going to go against you because they're looking for a payday. You know, $1 million is a lot of money, even with inflation. You've got to worry about the tens of millions of people who are fucking Trump supporters who are going to show up and vote and vote and vote and vote. You got to worry about the increasing level of Hispanic support that Trump has. And it turns out the closer to the border that you are, the more of that support is for Trump. So, like, where Matt lives, all the Mexicans love fucking Trump, I'm sure. Is that true?
Everybody I've talked to, yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but probably the majority, the lion's share.
We like tacos and Trump.
they can't
legal
vote
one.
because the black vote, like sure, black women are going to vote for Kamala Harris, but black men are not. They don't like the bitch.
Nope, none of us do. But you got the little feminist black men though that's gonna vote for it.
Right.
It's a
Yeah,
lot
but
of them.
that's a minority of the black men, of maybe not of the voting black men, but
A lot
certainly
of them
the total
voting
population.
a black woman, even though she's not black.
She's an Indian woman.
Like you've got all of these things, and then here, think about this, right? They have to know how much to cheat by, because if they massively cheat and overdo it so much, then it makes it even more obvious. So they got to do it like just the right amount of spice, right? So they use these polling agencies, these internal polls or whatever that they use to gauge where they're at and see how much they might have to actually cheat to win. How many Republicans do you think are out there that when they answer the phone and it's a polling agency, lie?
I just hang up.
Yeah, I think most people just hang up.
I think that there's a big prank going on. I think of the people who were actually doing it, who are like, you know what? I'm going to stay on the phone. I'm going to tell them I'm voting for Kamala Harris because they don't, because then they're going to be like, oh, like we got all these Kamala Harris voters. Like, why would you tell those people? It makes no difference in the actual vote, right? But it would make a difference in the way that they cheat. It would make a difference in the amount that they cheat. And if enough people are lying, then when it comes time to cheat, they're going to get caught with their pants down because they don't have enough votes. And then here's another thing. We talked about this on the chat the other day. The foreign votes, right? Which kind of sounds weird, but there's a number of American citizens who are living in other countries around the world who have citizenship and the right to vote. And there's a method for people who live in Japan or whatever, or if you're in the military and you're in Germany or something, that you can send in your vote. Now, traditionally, 2016 and before, there'd be about 2 million people who vote this way. 2 million people in the world who are living somewhere else, who are eligible to vote, who have their paperwork in time, who get their vote in and are able to vote in an election.
Well, didn't
You know how many there was in 2020?
More than double.
Yeah, it went up to almost 5 million. And now, in 2024, do you know how many they're expecting this year?
7 million.
Over 9 million. So every other year in the history of voting, there's been 2 million. In 2020, when there's huge questions about the validity of the vote, it's 4 million. In 2024, when I'm sure that those questions about the validity of the vote are only going to be increased because of all of the things that the Democrat Party has been doing to obscure the vote and make it so that you can't audit and do all the things that they're doing so that the vote fucking stays and their play. You know exactly what they're going to do. And in that case, we have more foreign votes coming in by a factor of over 4 times as many as we've traditionally had in any other year, except for the last election, in which case we were thinking that they were cheating. And by the way, so it goes from 2 million to like 4.9 million in 2020. If that were the case and everything was legit and all of those votes were real, don't you think that there would be some program that you would know about that were like, hey, here's the even Democrat. Here's the Democrat program that we had where we went around to citizens all around the world and we made sure that they were registered to vote. And we got, look how many extra votes we got. I'm Karen Wojcicki or whatever. I did that. And I'm taking credit for that because look how good that is for the Democrat Party. Don't you think someone would take fucking credit for this?
There'd be a bunch of people doing so.
If it were real. But if it was fake, no one would take credit for it. Has anyone taken credit for it? No. Do I know it's fake? No. Does it have all of the hallmarks of being completely fake and fraudulent and like beyond the pale of anything that anyone should expect to be accepted? Yes. But
was
whatever.
it the last election or the one before that where the military votes and stuff weren't even counted because they didn't get to the members in time?
Daniel dropped in 10 and said, nah, it's a full op room. There's like 10 people in there.
Great answer.
There's MYNS. I don't know what the fuck that means. 10 people in there. MYNS considered high risk because of It's at, so they have another OP on hand in case they poke a hole in my kidney or bladder to step in.
That's fucked up.
Wow. Wow.
I had an alternate theory. If they allow Trump to get in, I think that the economy's primed to basically hyperinflate Venezuela slash like 2.0 Great Depression, but like on a magnitude obviously not seen because, you know, everything's different now, population size, things like that. I think it would get to the point where roughly 40% of jobs are office style jobs. They would become useless overnight. Eventually, people wouldn't be able to get fuel to travel back and forth if they increase price. I think that economically, they drop that at his feet to just slit the rest of our throats. And then, oh, Big Daddy government comes in to help us. Thank God that government's here to save us.
Well, think about this. Elon Musk just came out with rockets and self-driving taxis and robots that can pour drinks and like talk to people and do tasks and stuff. How long is it until you take your car to a shop because your self-driving car is broken in some way and a robot mechanic comes out and fixes it?
Yeah.
Or you're at the restaurant and your robot waiter gets your food from the robot cooks and your drinks from the robot bartender and brings it to your table.
And then you pay with a tablet.
Or, I mean, it's already at like, you know, in certain areas and certain jobs, but like these dock workers, right? Like, oh yeah, we need money because we run the forklifts and we unload the things. Oh no, remote control, AI controlled fucking forklifts that don't need human interaction to work, that are way more efficient than we ever were. Guess we don't have jobs anymore. And at the same time, we're letting tens of millions of people into the country. This is a fucking suicide shot, dude, for the country.
I've been saying it for over 6 years. It's going to be tribalistic warfare.
And then here's the question that the Democrats keep asking when they get like, okay, like I'm on MSNBC and I've got my Republican pundit here and we're going to drill him. We're going to drill him and we're going to fucking get this point across to all of our people and we're going to nail him on this point. And what do they always say to them? They always say, are you going to accept the results of the 2024 election even if Donald Trump loses? And they're looking for a yes or a no. And if you say yes, it's like, gotcha, bitch, because we're going to cheat like a motherfucker. And when Donald Trump loses, you already said that you're going to accept it, so fuck you. Or if you say, yes, I'm going to contest it, well, now you're just a January 6th fucking MAGA Republican extremist Republican guy who we need to target and take off of the internet and everything else. But the kill shot for that question, right, is basically, let me ask a clarification question before I answer your question. And are they going to say no to that? Can they say no to that? If you're interviewing me and I say, wait, I need a clarification question before I answer that. And they say, no, you have to answer. Well, then I'm not going to answer, right? What's the clarification question? The clarification question is, will this election that we are talking about appear to be legit? Or if it does not appear to be legit, will I still have to accept it? Basically, is what you're trying to get across. And then, like, they'll have to clarify. They'll have to say, well, you know, if it looks legit, then you're going to... Well, it's like, yeah, of course. If it looks legit, I will accept if Trump loses. But if there's 9 million people voting from overseas and you're not allowed to audit the vote here, and there's mail-in Dropbox votes beyond the number of people that are in this area, and, you know, like all of these things, I reserve the right to question the fucking election. And there's not a law against that. There's no law in the United States that says, oh, well, you know, you got freedom of speech. Unless there's an election and you don't agree with it, in which case you don't have that anymore. Because you can't talk about stuff because reasons. But anyway. Missouri Survival. I haven't seen that name before. I'll restream this tomorrow. Seems spicy, LOL. I'll share this in my community tab. All right, cool.
He's a good dude. He has a
Muffins
channel.
only.
Very good. You know, we have regulars these days because I don't get any new viewers. That is the way of things on the YouTube.
Ohio, what faction are you going to be a member of?
How big of a deal is Trump going on Rogan? What do you guys think?
I think it'd be good. I don't know if it's a big deal. He has a lot of good people on there.
Does anyone have some thoughts on this subject? Because I do.
I mean, he's, you know, hasn't he been on Rogan before?
No, he's never been on Joe Rogan before.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it's fine, but Joe Rogan's already a right-wing conspiracy nut job to most of the media, so it's not going to mean a lot to most people or people who just listen to the mainstream media. It's not going to mean anything. You know what did mean something was that fucking Flagrant podcast that he was on that everybody fucking watches because nobody fucking has those same opinions about Andrew Schultz.
There is a fair amount of people. I'll agree with you to some extent that there are a fair amount of people that watch Joe Rogan who are like the right wing people who would already be voting for Trump anyway.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the media already paints Joe Rogan as a right-wing nut job the same way they do Elon Musk, even though it's not true. And so most of your mainstream,
but
slightly left of center or full-blown leftists don't even pay attention to Rogan because of the fact they just listen to MSNBC and assume that, oh, Rogan's right-wing nut job.
But there are a fair amount of people in the center who are apolitical, who like watching UFC or like comedy or whatever it is, and like will tacitly watch Joe Rogan. And if Joe Rogan has Donald Trump on, they're probably going to watch it. And
But also, Matt,
even though they're not left wing or right wing, they trust Joe Rogan. They don't trust the mainstream media, but they trust him.
But before CNN even started saying that, CNN even started saying that, a lot of leftists were already listening to Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan was decently left before.
You know what would be great is if he did the Trump one and then immediately did a Kamala Harris one right after.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That would be honestly, that would be then they wouldn't be like, oh, he's a left wing or he's right wing crazy dude, and then you have Kamala Harris on there. And
do you think Kamala Harris would go on Joe Rogan?
No, she's too stupid. No. You can't have a conversation.
Because the only media that Kamala Harris will go on is friendly.
Mm-hmm. Won't even be neutral.
If Trump goes on anything mainstream media at all, except for Hannity, maybe. I mean, Hannity obviously would be the exception. They're going to be hostile towards him. So there's no mainstream media that Trump can do that's not hostile. And there's no independent media that Kamala Harris can do that won't be. I don't know, man. I honestly feel like if this was a free and fair election in the way that it was supposed to be, and we had voter ID and accountability and like fucking recounts and all the things that people would want, Trump would destroy Kamala Harris, hands down, or Joe Biden, or Gavin Newsom, or Hillary Clinton, or maybe even Michelle Obama. I'm not sure about that one. That would have been the one that they could have run that maybe would have beat Trump. But I mean, like, hasn't been in politics for a while, and I don't know how good she is at, I don't even know. What do presidents do? They just stay up all day and fucking do press conferences? Make decisions at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's why they look all old.
Who the fuck is Michelle? Who the fuck is Michelle Obama? You mean Michael?
Yes, Bender.
Big Mike.
Let me be clear.
Big Mike.
My wife does not have a penis.
A big one.
That's funny. A big one.
Well, boys, I guess this is what happens when I don't have subjects to talk about, though.
Yeah, pull up your Twitter, you crazy person.
I did. I don't want to fucking show a bunch of shit on Twitter because you're going to fucking get a strike on YouTube for not vetting things on Twitter before you just show them on your fucking screen.
Are you serious? That's gay.
Yeah, it's a lot of
you've been doing
on,
YouTube?
it's a lot of titties on Twitter.
You've been doing Twitter like every night for fucking a year.
No problem.
Right, because every time I do Twitter on my channel, it's stuff that I've gone through in the week. I spend a couple hours every day going through Twitter and being like, oh, let me repost this or let me repost that because we can talk about it on the chat. And if I don't do that, then I can't go to Twitter.
No, you're like, oh, geez, we can't show that on YouTube. We can't show that on YouTube. You skip shit like that all the time. Okay, fuck me. Just continue this chat.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Shit's getting crazy, though. Do you think
What did everybody do to prep this
The
week?
way you explain Obama's daughters is called surrogate.
Yeah, isn't that something that only like trans people do to get with child per se?
Yeah.
Isn't AI already saying that Kamala will be the new president? I don't know.
Oh God, you could check that out.
Can't you delay the stream? I don't know. I wouldn't know how to do that. Maybe there's a way, but I don't know how to do it. It didn't matter who the Democrats ran. They're not going to let us Trump US win. Let Trump US win. I think it's just Trump win. Calhoun says, I got a little bit of beans and rice.
Good job.
Good job. Good job, sir. I think, looking at what's going on in Florida, we all need some way to generate and store electricity. I feel like the odds that the power goes out in your area due to a natural disaster or an accident or a terrorist attack or a whatever is not zero. And the odds that it stays, like the power stays out for an extended period of time, are greater now than they've ever been. Why? Oh, well, because when, Russia went into Ukraine and started fighting, they took out a lot of their electrical grid and did a bunch of stuff. And you know what America did? Because we just, it's the 51st state or whatever. We came in, we had all these emergency backup, what do they call them? Transformer stations, right? Mm-hmm. Which take years to build and millions of dollars, and they're really difficult. And you don't just have them, right? But we just had some sitting around for backups in case of an emergency, in case of a disaster, in case something like, I don't know, 2 hurricanes hit the United States, one back to back, and a bunch of power stations get taken out. We've got these things sitting around so that we can be like, all right, well, we can put pieces of it on a truck and assemble it in Florida, and then this whole chunk of Florida has electricity again because we can replace the transformer station. Well, we gave all of them to Ukraine. We gave all of them, all of them to Ukraine so that they could rebuild their power grid. And now that we need to rebuild our power grid, there's no backup transformer stations that we can put into place. And it takes years to build new ones. So if the power goes out, oh, and by the way, a lot of these components are made in China and other countries. We don't even make them here anymore. So we got to rely on other countries to fucking,
Germany, mostly.
Apply the things that we need again, just like COVID. I mean, what did we learn there? Whatever. Yeah, so if the power goes out and some shit happens to the transformer station around you where it gets hit with fucking tornado or something and tears it apart, they're not going to be able to just fly in a new one and fucking put it together and you're going to have power again in a week. It's going to be a long time. And I don't know how long it takes to build them. I have heard it takes years. I don't know if that means 2 years is the baseline, but let's say it's 2 years. right? Well, that means that there's going to be a portion of the United States that doesn't have power for a really, really long time. Like so long, you might want to just not live there anymore. Do they still not have power in
Yeah, they don't have power.
Virginia
Many.
or wherever? I mean, I know
They
Florida
still
doesn't
have
have
water.
areas, but
Yeah, water's a really big one.
yeah, they're still without power in parts of Virginia and shit.
Yeah,
North Carolina. And
North Carolina.
Yeah, my
No
buddy
power.
who had a generator and a Starlink, they ran out of fuel earlier this week, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him. So,
While I agree with the sentiment, just being interested in the facts, would electrical grid supplies intended for the U.S. actually work in Ukraine? Like, are they not?
I think so. We probably built half their fucking grid
Are
anyway.
they not AC as opposed to DC? And then are they not like, we're 240 or whatever? Are they not something different?
No one uses DC, dude. Everyone uses. I mean, I don't know if it's the same current of AC power that they would use, or the same exact transformers that they would need for the step up or the step down for the fucking sending it over the high speed power lines and all that shit. But no one uses DC, so and that's why you got to have a DC converter for your battery charger. But yeah, I don't know, man. My understanding is
They typically use 230 volts, apparently.
my understanding is that we sent all of our shit to them to fix their shit because Russia broke it. DC was Edison's idea.
220 is like what you run your stove or your AC on. You all have a 220 breaker in your house, or two of them at least.
Uh-huh.
You can't use a transformer for DC. See, that makes sense too. Like you wouldn't need, but you can't fucking transmit DC over long lines either because it loses so much power that like it's basically useless. $50 versus $60 cycle, the transformers would work. The only small ones are like next to your house that are cheap wouldn't work. So yeah, like the little one next to your house, but not the transformer station.
The problem is they don't have a bunch of like the little ones by your house either.
Yeah, the substation.
That's used up.
The little ones by your house don't take that long to make. It's the substations that take.
Yeah, but redoing all of Florida, it's going to take a long fucking time to get all those in.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying it won't. The longest part is sourcing all the materials to make everything. That's
a lot of copper wire. Copper is probably going to be expensive here moving forward with all these fucking things that got damaged and need to be replaced.
That wouldn't surprise me.
If it was me going to go rebuild all that, I would trench it like Japan does, so we don't have overhead power lines anymore. I'd bury it. It's safer.
Look, I get it. There's some difference between the European power and our power, and I might be wrong. I'll admit that. But my understanding is that we had these prefabricated, pre-built transformer stations ready to go, and then the Ukraine war happened, and now we don't have them anymore. And the story is that they went to Ukraine. I don't know.
I would say, so I almost pulled the trigger on a bigger solar system on the Amazon Prime Day deals because they were about 700, 600 muffins off. Wait, because the EcoFlow 3 is dual fuel. It's solar and propane powered. And that's what I'm picking up on Black Friday.
You got one of those too, don't you, Matt?
Yep.
I mean, that's the way to go, man.
I got a diesel generator, a propane generator, and a solar generator currently. And I'm going to buy another one.
Tactical muffin prepared.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it'd be nice to have
at
least to keep your freezer frozen and your phone charged, you know?
Yep.
Like maybe you're not like watching YouTube videos with your internet and big screen TV anymore, but maybe you can text people who are worried about you,
100%. I want that cow and the hog in my freezer staying cold.
Dwayne Christensen says, my second home is direct wired to a 10,000 watt. So when the power goes out, you just fucking kick on the 10,000 watt generator and keep going with life.
If it has a transfer switch, it'll do it itself.
That's pretty badass, actually.
His second home's where he keeps his girlfriend.
Rebel Spirit says, I just got a small portable set of solar panels draining the power of my kit's power bank now to test how long it takes to charge up to full.
There you go.
Well, I mean,
he's testing
like
his
that.
system.
Like, it's not going to fucking keep your freezer running, but even that, like, at least you can keep your phones charged and you can get a hold of people and stuff, I don't know. I guess it depends on how many fucking solar panels you have on that and how big your battery bank is. But I would assume that it wouldn't run your shit for that long, if you started plugging refrigerators and stuff into it.
Yeah, just run it for an hour, then unplug it for an hour and run another one. Good enough.
Yeah, I have 2 of them. 3 solar power generators.
Gonna miss having ice for the whiskey.
Big thing is if like the power goes out in the summer and it's like super hot or humid where you're at, like Matt, when your AC went out, that would fucking blow dick, right? Like it's 110 degrees in Texas.
Dude, the power goes out in Texas during a heat wave. Don't people die every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, oh no.
Same with Colorado with the cold. I mean, people freeze to death all the time.
Yep.
And I'm lucky enough to have both.
I don't think it happens all the time. I think it happens very, very, very infrequently unless you're homeless. It happens to the homeless.
We have people freeze to death in Nebraska every year. Let me see how many died last year.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many people froze to...
next problem is a lot of people freeze in their fucking cars. Like nobody even has just a little blanket or an extra coat or something in their fucking car.
Yeah.
So from 2015 to 2016, 8 homeless people died from freezing to death in Colorado.
Geez, 2022. Oh, never mind. Sorry. That's car crash deaths. I was going to say, holy fuck, that is a lot.
44,000.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, if we're all dying.
44,862 people died in Colorado last year. Holy shit, dude.
We had 57 deaths in 2022 in 12 states: Colorado, Illinois, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska, New York, and Ohio. So it's not a lot, but with no power, that becomes
right. I mean, if the power went out, that would, and then there was like, it was like a blizzard or a fucking cold wave or whatever, that number would definitely go up.
Right.
Does it happen often? No, it doesn't.
Supposedly, the yearly amount of homeless deaths due to hypothermia is around 700.
Well, think about this. If you're really, really cold, you can build a fire. You can be by the fire, and then you're not as cold. You know, if you're really, really hot, what do you do?
Get a fan. And those sports towelette, like the ones that you get wet and you like wring them out and they have like basically like a cold pack in them. Those things are fucking awesome.
Yep.
The Frog Togs chili pads.
Yeah, dude, those rock. Especially if you're on like a roof all fucking day or something, or a construction guy. You guys know, those things rock.
See, and that's the thing that gets me though. It's like, I have worked outside in the hottest weather imaginable in Colorado, granted, but we're talking 105, 110 degrees, you know. I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
How do people die from that? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess if you're old and you're just like frail.
Or newborn.
It's people that aren't conditioned for it.
That's a lot of us these days. Unfortunately.
I remember going over to my grandparents' house though, and walking inside, and it would be like 85 degrees inside of their house, not because they can't afford to keep it cold, but because my grandma has bad fucking circulation and her feet feel cold, so she likes the room hot because then her feet aren't as cold. And so then when a normal person goes in there, like, Jesus Christ, it's 85 degrees. Like, you remember that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry and Elaine go to visit Del Boca Vista?
No.
No.
Oh, I remember.
I never watched Seinfeld, to be fair. So
Yeah,
then why
I
would
feel
you
like
answer
as soon as you started to say,
I
remember
hated
that episode of Seinfeld?
Why would you answer that question? We used to drink water. Everyone drinks poisonous Cokes now. It's true. Including Daniel, apparently. Blood on Steel says, the problem is Asheville and Lake Lure, now the cold is setting in. I helped take over 250 tanks of propane up there last weekend. Holy shit.
good job, man. Yeah, didn't they have like a big frost warning or whatever, and part of that shit got like smoked by the hurricane or whatever?
I have no idea.
Good for you, Lead on Steel.
96 degrees Fahrenheit at 2 a.m. in Los Angeles, an
Fuck
LA
that.
heat wave. That's fucking crazy hot for LA, because LA is like known for being like nice, you know, like 80 degrees, 75 degrees all the fucking time. Typical day in the South, though. Yeah, I mean,
With humidity.
I don't know. Like, that's the one thing about LA people
Yeah, the humidity fucking sucks.
is they're all really soft in that way. Like, they're not used to the rain, and they're not used to the cold, and they're not used to the hot, and they're not used to the snow. So if anything happens, they're like, ah.
This is true. Kind of like Texas with that big freeze they had. I mean, people were bringing fucking grills inside. They couldn't fucking drive. A lot of carbon monoxide. I wonder how many carbon monoxide deaths you guys had for that event.
If you're too hot, just get some wood and build a boulder.
That's what we called it. It was either snow or ice Mageddon. I can't remember.
I mean, fuck, you guys had like icicles on the people's ceiling fans and shit. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, a lot of that shit was because of fucking Brazos and ERCOT. Mainly ERCOT.
Yeah, there was people's toilets completely freezing over too.
Fuck toilets. You can survive without a toilet.
Someone was using the toilet.
Someone's using the toilet?
I swear, right as he said that, it sounded like somebody was pissing.
No.
Just Daniel. You're thinking of Daniel again, aren't you?
He's not pissing. He's corked off.
He's corked off.
Oh, no, Gordo. People in California, I have family there. They don't have an air conditioner because it's always really nice there. Like, at most, they'll have like a mini split if it gets just a little too uncomfortable to help with, but they don't really need AC there.
I mean, the house that I grew up in Colorado didn't have AC.
Shit, we need AC like 10 months out of the year, 10, 11 months out of the year.
And it would get bad during the summer sometimes. But when I was a kid, you didn't spend any time in the house during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't matter. You were just gone, you know?
Yeah, when I was growing up here in the South, we didn't have AC at my house, but of course now we do.
Well, I would
Just
imagine
have an attic.
that's a bigger deal. You know, if you live in fucking the middle of Texas and you don't have AC, it's like you're just poor.
If you
ain't lying.
at least got to have a window unit.
Of course, growing up, we weren't allowed in the house anyways. We were locked out of the fucking house.
It's because you ate as much as 4 men, Corey.
Yeah, I didn't want to be in the house as a kid. I was always outside.
Would you say, Muffin?
I said it's because you ate as much as 4 men. You 12-foot tall ginger bastard.
Yep, that's me.
Love you, Corey.
I heard Corey was 12 feet tall.
And black.
And he fought his news boyfriend.
No, let's ask Matt. He met me.
I heard the ground shakes when he walks.
So has Honda, by the way.
I thought that was Ray Ray when the ground shook, but okay.
So I heard you're supposed to open pastrami underneath water and then eat it. You're not supposed to open it like.
That's the technical way to do it. It's what I've heard. You open it underwater so the pressure.
Shouldn't open that shit at all.
I heard when Corey opens a can of pastrami, he makes the can gag.
And he gets a boner.
He gets a fear boner.
They were all just a bunch of pussies that day.
Bro, I've always, in my entire life, have always said and will always admit that smells get to me. I can't help it. If something gets inside of my nose, the smell of something will give me that gag reflex, and it's been like that since I can remember, since I was a little kid. Just the way it is.
Rebel Spirit has a gun question up there.
All of us have weaknesses.
Honda actually ran away, like physically.
Yeah, I had to. I was going to throw up.
Ran.
I was going to throw, bro.
I tried to catch him and drag him back down the hill towards the surströmming, and it didn't. He was just like, no.
Corey had finished it already before you got back.
Rebel Spirit operations, you can use like goon tape.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Or the Howie's hockey tape.
Achilles had his tendons, Fucking Hercules. What was wrong with Hercules? What got Hercules? I forget.
A sexy bitch.
He had some kind of weakness. All right, whatever. Fuck you guys and all of your knowledge.
Both of these had his nuts.
Nice. How good of a shot do you have to be just to hit some dude in the fucking heel, though? Just saying.
I don't think that's about being a good shot. I think that's just they shot him so many times all over his body and the arrows bounced off. And the one time an arrow hit that spot of him, it didn't bounce off.
I mean, Samson had his hair. That may be what you were thinking.
You're thinking of Samson, E. Honda? What was Samson's weakness?
His hair.
His hair.
What was Hercules' weakness?
Hercules didn't have a weakness.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Then how did he die?
Depends on which version of it you read, but like some he died of old age, some he fucking just like killed himself because he was tricked by Hera into killing his wife and children, and he went crazy.
AIDS probably.
Yeah, he definitely died of AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought he died.
Okay, here we go. I am cool. Hercules won. Hera continued to haunt him, so he wanted to throw himself off a cliff, so Zeus made him a god instead. So basically I'm Hercules. Got it.
Right.
Well, I feel like a woman tortures me, so...
You feel like a woman?
That's the Charming's your weakness.
Weakness, we found it already.
All right, guys. Well, I am running out of things to say. We've been going for about an hour and a half, which is how long we normally go for the Gay Frog chat. Anybody got anything before we go?
Tune back in for Wednesday Night Wang.
Vote.
Wednesday Night Wang with never enough ammo.
Ooh, baby.
Never enough Wang.
I'll change the name of the chat to that. I'm fine with that.
Slanging Wang with never enough ammo.
And his penis problem.
Wanging and wanging.
Peeing out those fucking stones, man. Stones and strawberry fucking Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm just going to have nightmares from Daniel.
Just shoot vinegar up your pee hole, Daniel.
Trump did not kill himself. I think everyone knows if Trump dies, he did not kill himself. All right, y'all. Well, we will see you next time on 2A Taco Tuesday with E Honda and friends. Matt is doing a chat tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep.
Tomorrow, chat with Matt. The Wang chat. Wang Chung.
Well, that's Wednesday night Wang.
Wednesday night Wang with Kamala Kinswala.
That tradition has been born.
All right, y'all. Keep it weird. Have a nice night. Deuces.
Penis.